What's up, guys? This is Kephas.
So, if you didn't know, you can actually play Plunderstorm in World of Warcraft with a controller, and you can do it natively. And today I wanted to show you guys how you can do that. Now, I apologize because I'm talking very quietly. It's because I've been under the weather for the past 3 weeks, pretty bad. And if I talk any louder, it usually leads to a horrible coughing fit. So I do apologize, but I wanted to get this video out as soon as I can and let as many people know that would want to know that, again, you can play Plunderstorm with a controller. And with Plunderstorm, you can't use add-ons. And the good news is you don't need an add-on like ConsolePort to do it. So I was able to simply turn my Xbox controller on. And by default, if you go into a Plunderstorm game, you can move around with the left joystick and you can move the camera around with the right joystick. Unfortunately, at first, nothing else can be done. None of the buttons, there were a few buttons that were set up for certain things, but nothing that's really good. So what I had to do is I had to play a game with a mouse and keyboard once and die. And, by the way, I'm pretty terrible at PvP. My nephews would say that I'm dog water at this game. So feel free to roast the crap out of me in the comments below for being such a terrible Plunderstorm player. But anyway, I died in Plunderstorm, which didn't take very long because, again, I suck. And then I was able to go into the keybinds, into options, and set up the controller. Now, it is unfortunate that you do have to be in the game to do this. You can't do this beforehand, so you will have to play at least one time. Now, then you go in to controls or keybinds, and then you can simply select your keybinds and hit a button on your controller, and then it'll keybind to your controller. Left trigger and right trigger are modifiers, so you can hit left trigger plus A or right trigger plus A, and that will be an extra button. Of course, I'm using an Xbox controller. I do believe that the PlayStation controller is also supported natively in World of Warcraft. I'm not sure about any other controller, but anyway, I'm using an Xbox controller. And so the way I've set mine up is kind of like how the open world Zelda games like Tears of the Kingdom play. So one of the big things you want to make sure you set up is an interact with target button. And this is how you're going to be able to talk to people, pick up items, loot, or whatever on the ground. So it's very important. For me, I have that set to A, and then X is my primary attack, and then Y is jump, and then B is tab targeting. So I set those all up in the controls. And again, left and right joystick are movement and camera control. Again, that's set up natively. And then left bumper, right bumper are for potion and item. And then for your action bars, you have 4 abilities. Your 2 offensive and then your 2 utility. And so for that, I do right trigger plus A, B, X, and Y for each ability. And that pretty much covers everything. Of course, I have select for the minimap, start for options, and that's pretty much everything that you need. There's other things you could set up if you want to. You've of course got the D-pad to do things if you want to, maybe more options, selecting different things or whatever. But for the most part, that seems to be enough for me. And so from there, I'm simply able to play Plunderstorm with the controller, and it does actually feel pretty good. It runs pretty well, and it feels pretty natural, at least for me, because I do play well with the controller. I play with ConsolePort. But this does feel really natural, and I feel like if maybe you're playing on a Steam Deck, this should work, I would think. Or if you just like playing with a controller, this is totally an option. Now, there are a few caveats. Of course, you might want to keep your keyboard around if you want to talk to people in chat or whatever, or type something. And then you will probably still need access to a mouse to get into the game. And then there are certain things that you might need to select. Like in the beginning of a Plunderstorm match, you will have to select where you want to go on the map. And I can't seem to do that with a controller because there's no cursor. So I do still need to use my mouse every game to select where I want to go on the map, as well as any options or other menu related things where I might need to use the map, like starting the next game or again, just out in the menus. So other than that though, like in the actual game, once the match gets started, I can do pretty much everything with the controller and it feels great. So if you're a fellow controller player or this was informative for you, I would love to hear about that in the comments below. Again, I apologize for sounding like a 3 a.m. radio host. I hope to be back to full strength and ready to get back into things as soon as I start to really feel better. But again, I wanted to get this out as soon as possible because Plunderstorm won't be around forever. But either way, it's a fun mode and it's nice to play it with a controller. So I wanted to share it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And with all that being said, I will see you guys on the next one.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button. And feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. And if you'd like to see more videos, you can subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook, and if you'd like, you can support my work on Patreon. Links to all that stuff can be found in the description below. This is Kephas. Until next time.